In the convoluted theater of verbal sparring and jesting discourse, DJ Akademiks, that modern-day Socrates of the digital agora, takes center stage, unraveling the tangled yarn of a conversation on the Andrew Schulz podcast.
You didn't talk about it? Okay. Yeah, no. There was an interesting part, like very interesting. I thought it was in there. They didn't tell me. Well, there was an interesting part of like that whole conversation, and I was hoping, I wanted to see the reaction to that, because that got a little bit dicey. No, there was like a slight portion where it wasn't even me. So I brought up, and I'll tell you, I don't think this is a big deal. I don't know why they cut it out, but I don't think it's a big deal. There's a portion of it that I said, yo, it's how incredibly hard, and how I have this admiration for like so many great comedians, right? And I was just like, yo, for some of these guys to be at the top, I started talking about like people having writers, right? And I forgot this isn't a room of comedians. It kind of was like a taboo discussion, and everybody was like, what are you talking about? Like, right? And I'm like, come on, like, yo, you've heard like a few accused, like Dave Chappelle, not Dave Chappelle, I mean, Kevin Hart, of having like writers like that, and they were like, nah, we don't have no proof, blah, blah. And then I said this, I said, honestly, I was like, even Schulz, I was like, I didn't know. I was like, I thought that like when y'all did stuff, it was a team of y'all creating. I didn't think it was just you, right? Like I've always felt with you as like a team, which he was like, no, it's just me. So he's like, yo, all his jokes, like he literally writes his damn self. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. Like I thought, because that Mark dude, I gave him a compliment. I said, bro, you seem like a good writer. Like you know the great joke premise, but you need the other say type. And it becomes an interesting moment where I'm prepared to be completely wrong in this room, because I'm like, yo, I'm in a room of comedians who would know the business, know other people. These are actually their peers. And by the way, this is their art. And then Alex jumps in. Alex says something, but it was almost like it was like, it's odd because let me see. I'm trying to explain it in a good way that y'all don't think it's something it's not. Okay, it's like if I go around Drake and I hear, maybe I shouldn't say this because like y'all gonna take it wrong. Yeah, I guess I started. All right, if I go around Drake and Baca says, yeah, some of these niggas don't write their raps, it almost like, even if Drake is right next to Baca, I shouldn't use Drake because Drake is like, fuck. All right, I'm around Kendrick. And say Dave Freeze like, yeah, I know some of these things don't write their raps. You might look at Kendrick and be like, wait, what about you? And it was like this interesting moment of like Al and Schulz kind of having a slight back and forth where, Schulz was like, well, dude, like I think Alex acknowledged that there are some comedians who don't write their jokes and they might have a team, right? Remember, I brought the topic into play. And I don't know, I only hear about the Kevin Hart thing. And I'm thinking maybe that's just normal now. Like, in hip hop, I think honestly having a writer in hip hop is normal these days. I'm sorry. But comedy is really a sacred art. So I brought it up and I'm like, man, a lot of these people do a lot of things these days and they have to keep dropping this and third. I'm pretty sure everybody has to have a great team, like even helping with jokes. Right. And obviously Akash and Schulz is like, yeah, that would be severely frowned upon. That's like a no-go. We don't put that. Right. And what happened is that Alex kind of said, well, in reality, there's a few comedians that kind of do it. And he never named them. And obviously, and I think that's why they probably cut it out, because, and I completely get Andrew for this. Like Andrew, like I could tell he took it personal. He was just like, bro, even you saying that will make me look funny. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, like you can't say that without really flushing out that thought, because that's like the highest offense in comedy. And I remember like sitting there because I started this and I was like, damn, maybe I'm really a starter. I'm even starting this comedy room right here. But it was like a quick moment. It's like a quick moment of like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is who I knew Schulz was like just a, bro, he cares so much about comedy. Bro, he kind of looked like he was upset. Like he, like, not upset, but he was like, bro, yo, this is like my art, my, like, like, if you're gonna even say like that, make sure you say, I ain't talking about nobody here. Make sure if you're not gonna call the name, whatever it was. And I was just like, oh, that was kind of like a moment. Somebody said, so they cut it out while you talking about, like, I don't know, like, the fuck, bro, it's not that serious. It probably looked worse on camera, I don't know. Because, like, it was fun before that. Somebody says it's called Town. I'm about to write some jokes. No, it wasn't upset. All right, see, this man shouldn't have talked about it, bro. Y'all gonna make me feel bad about this now because y'all probably gonna try to get like it's not a thing. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that in a room where we're joking about everything, like we're joking about transgenders and Saucy Santana, like a topic comes up that then I'm considering on some jokey, but it's kind of near and dear to the actual comedians' hearts in there. It's like, that's not, you know, I mean, it could be a joke, except, you know, I think Alex made a comment, which was just like, yo, you can't just say that about comedians and not fully clarify what you're talking about. Like that's like a crazy accusation type, you know what I mean? No name was called. And by the way, there was no inclination or no type of thing that it was referring to anybody in the room, but it was just like, oh, like that's some shit you really do give a fuck. The Saucy Santana shit funny? Yeah. When I went there, I figured, I'm like, yo, they're going to be killing me with Saucy Santana. I got to roll with some of the punches. And I think I did well.
In this intellectual symphony, Akademiks, like an alchemist of words, peels back the layers to reveal a narrative imbued with intrigue and a ghostly echoes of a conversation truncated in the crucible of controversy. The mention of comedians having joke ghostwriters, a revelation akin to exposing Pandora's box, reverberates through the corridors of comedic sanctity. Akademiks, with the audacity of a linguistic Prometheus, delves into the taboo territory of comedic authorship, invoking the specters of Chappelle, Hart, and Schulz. It's a rhetorical tightrope walk, where the delicate balance of critique and admiration teeters on the precipice of comedic propriety. In this esoteric exchange, Akademiks, the rhetorician extraordinaire, navigates the turbulent waters of comedian autonomy. The acknowledgement that Schulz pens his own jests becomes a revelation akin to Archimedes shouting Eureka in the bath of comedic creation. It's a Socratic dialogue that unearths the philosophical underpinnings of comedic originality. The interplay between Alex and Schulz, a dialectical dance where the names remain veiled, becomes a Shakespearean subplot in the grand drama of discourse. The omission of specifics, a literary chiaroscuro, shrouds the discourse in an air of mystique, leaving the audience to ponder the unnamed comedic protagonists. The very idea that the quiver of comedic arrows may be crafted by another hand is considered anathema, a transgression that reverberates through the comedic pantheon like sacrilege in a sacred temple. This aversion to the comedic penmanship of others, the proverbial forbidden fruit in the garden of humor, finds its roots in a tapestry woven with the threads of artistic authenticity, creative integrity, and the esoteric alchemy that turns words into laughter. At the heart of this disdain lies the cherished principle of comedic authenticity, an unwritten comedic code akin to the samurai's bushido. Comedians, like linguistic ronin, are expected to forge their own comedic swords, navigating the treacherous landscapes of societal absurdities and personal idiosyncrasies with an individualistic flourish. The idea that a joke, that ephemeral ephemera of mirth, might be transcribed by alien hands strikes at the very core of this artistic ethos. Moreover, comedy is a dance of perspective, a ballet of personal experiences and idiosyncrasies that distinguish one jester from another. It is a symphony of individuality, each comedian a maestro conducting their own peculiar concerto of wit. The intrusion of a ghostwriter into this melodic reverie threatens to turn this symphony into a discordant cacophony, a surreal duet where the voice of the true comedian is drowned in the echoes of borrowed mirth. The specter of historical ridicule also looms over the comedian who dares to tread the path of ghost-written jests. In the annals of comedic history, the names etched in laughter's ledger are those who carved their own comedic niche. From the jesters of royal courts to the stand-up revolutionaries of smoky comedy clubs, the legacy of the comedic artisan is one of rugged individualism, not one of scriptural dependency. Furthermore, comedy thrives on the connection between the comedian and the audience, a symbiotic relationship where shared experiences and relatable absurdities breed laughter. The revelation that a comedian is a mere puppet mouthing someone else's punchlines disrupts this sacred communion. It transforms the once authentic exchange into a theatrical farce, where the laughter is akin to an applause rather than an organic eruption of shared amusement. Akademiks, that modern-day Diogenes with a microphone, peers into the recesses of comedic sacredness. The recognition of the sensitivity surrounding accusations of joke ghostwriting becomes a parable akin to the Eleusinian mysteries, where the uninitiated dare not tread. The understanding of why this portion found itself on the cutting room floor, akin to Aristotle's poetics shaping tragedy, reveals the narrative calculus at play. In the tapestry of reflection, Akademiks, the contemplative Odysseus, charts the course through the aftermath of the conversation. The acknowledgement of Schulz's earnestness, a chalice of sincerity amidst the comedic bacchanalia, becomes a paean to the gravity that comedy holds in the eyes of its practitioners. Despite the shadows cast by omissions, Akademiks, like a linguistic tightrope walker, asserts that the overall ambience was one of levity. The jokes, a modern commedia dell'arte, danced through the air, rushing against topics as diverse as transgender individuals and saucy Santana. The recognition of the sensitivity in the air becomes a testament to Akademiks' diplomatic finesse amidst the comedic tempest. In conclusion, DJ Akademiks, that virtuoso of verbiage, leaves us with an allegorical narrative. The truncated conversation, a tapestry interwoven with the threads of comedic secrecy and the delicate dance of jesting propriety, beckons us to ponder the intricacies of the comedic craft. In the grand amphitheater of discourse, Akademiks stands as a linguistic impresario, orchestrating a symphony where the notes of controversy and comedy harmonize in the delicate dance of verbal virtuosity.